My name is John Garcia, and I'm currently taking advanced session recording at Full Sail University. This podcast is about Nigel Godrich, a producer, engineer, and mixer who primarily works with the band Radiohead. Nigel graduated SAE in 1990, and his first job he landed was at Studio One, which in fact was a bad experience. There he was the tea and coffee boy for almost an entire year, but like most engineers, he knew he had to stick with it if he wanted to get a shot at using any of the equipment. When Audio One closed, Nigel started working at Rack Studio. It was there that he met award-winning producer John Leckie. After proving himself to John with a few solid years of engineering, he asked him if he wanted to work with Radiohead. At this time, he was still just their engineer until one of the sessions when John had left Nigel in charge as the producer for the weekend. The band really opened up that weekend and recorded a few tracks that they said they would never have presented to John. After this, Nigel quit Rack and opened up a studio set up for dance music with the intentions of only working on electronic music. But not more than 6 months later, he got a call to mix and engineer on the sound of Mick Alt and Butler, which led to his reinterest into re-recording real instruments. At this time, he began working with Radiohead again on and off until they decided to record their full-length album, OK Computer. They asked Nigel what kind of gear they should get and if he could run it all. From that point, he fell into the role of co-producer for OK Computer and head producer still to this date.
When I was thinking about who I'd use as a producer, I started looking around to see who was around and working, and Nigel's name came on the horizon. I looked at what he'd done and I realised anyway that he'd done Radiohead and I'd seen his name there. But really it was because I rang George Martin and said, look George, because you're not producing now, who would you recommend? And he suggested Nigel. He said, I think he'd be very good.
In the past, Nigel has also mixed and produced for other bands such as Beck and R.E.M., and has also remixed U2's single, Walk On. When working with Beck, he brought everything he could to the table, earning credits such as producer, engineer, mixer, performing keyboards, programming, effects, scratching, tambourine, percussion, background vocals, using a speak and spell whistle, toe-to-tune, kalimba, and even some samples taken from a Game Boy. His most recent project is with Radiohead's frontman Tom York and Red Hot Chili Peppers' Flea, called Amok. Nigel produced, mixed, and engineered the entire album and has performed live with Tom and Flea in select locations. Nigel Godrich to me is a huge inspiration, as he is not afraid of a challenge and brings forth the maximum amount of creativity to the studio without damaging the band's sound and goals. His unique approach only adds to the flavor of the sound overall, and creates a vibe that not many producers have been able to match in my opinion. He likes things to be rugged and remain the way that they were played. He takes a really energetic and emotional recording and works with it, rather than scrapping it unlike most engineers who look for the pristine machine-like performance.